I don't know if this little microphone is working or not, but I bought one of these. My last video had pretty bad audio, but wow, look at this. This is mind-blowing. I'm not a huge fan of Giuliani, mostly because what I understood is that during 9/11, he was implicit in or complicit in shipping all of the wreckage from the Twin Towers over to China. They sold all of the evidence of a federal crime, the worst attack on America in history. They shipped it over to China, presumably or allegedly to prevent, further analysis, confirming what not just conspiracy theorists, but very well trained and very well educated engineers and architects who all have testified publicly that they believe that there was some explosives used. At any rate, regardless of that, I wanted to find out what was going on with this case and what exactly it stemmed from. And man, is my mind blown. So Giuliani, of course, they depict him here like just totally snapping and freaking out in court. I'm sure that's not what happened. This is an extremely, extremely biased and slanted article, as can be expected from AOL. But it's just funny how they everything that he claims, they put it under the most intense scrutiny, but everything that the judge claims, they just let it go. They just let it slide, like this right here. Your client is so he's supposed to turn over, or he turned over his 1980 Mercedes to these two black female election workers, poll workers. And I'm sitting there going, what? What in the world? What entitles them? They basically became public servants by taking that job, which means they're subject to intense scrutiny and criticism. Not to mention we have free speech to accuse anybody of anything we want. It's just you have to have evidence if you want to try and obtain any kind of legal remedy for it. So the judge said your client is a competent person. He was the U.S. attorney, addressing the notion that he can't apply for a title certificate before Giuliani cut him off. I did apply for it, Giuliani pleaded. What am I supposed to do? Make it up myself? Your implication that I have not been diligent about it is totally incorrect. I mean, that seems like a legitimate rebuff to that accusation. So here's a drawing of him in court, and they make him look angry. And they said that he pouted. This is an 80-year-old man. They said he also pouted when told that they couldn't push the trial up so that he could attend Donald Trump's inauguration. But let's get to what he did to these poor ladies, how he ruined their lives. So here they are, and I can't zoom in, but those are the two poll workers that he allegedly defamed by claiming that they were stealing the election from Trump. They tried to cheat Trump out of the 2020 election that he lost. They found him guilty for, found Giuliani liable for defamation by default. I don't understand this part. After the ex-mayor, do they mean the judge or do they mean Giuliani? After the ex-mayor broke the court's rules by failing to turn over evidence that he'd been ordered to divulge. A jury then awarded the two workers $148 million. What? Two poll workers were awarded $148 million? Here were their damages. This is what they claim. Oh, did I pass it up? The two women claimed that there were angry mobs of Trump supporters. Have you ever seen something like that? Have you ever seen angry mobs of Trump supporters? Angry mobs of Trump supporters descending on their Georgia home. Now, you're supposed to immediately be reminded of January 6th. And you're supposed to imagine, okay, even though they provide not one shred of evidence and they never claim for 1 second that anything was done to them, that any harm was done to them. They don't claim that their house was broken into, that windows were broken. They don't claim that racial epithets were scrawled on the side of their homes. No, just angry mobs of Trump supporters. That what this probably was trucks driving by with Trump flags, and the ladies inside just decided that, oh, they're here because Giuliani said something about us. That's probably what really happened here. I don't know that for sure, but you know, it's the way that these things end up going. So, you know, and like I said, I don't really know. I don't want to be slanted either. The point is just simply, it just seems like a lot for him making a claim that they were cheating Trump out of the election. What the heck? Angry mobs of Trump supporters descending on their Georgia home. Now, what about the angry mobs of liberals who descend upon Trump supporter homes, who really do break windows, who really do attack people, slash tires, break windows, right? People's kids get kicked out of school. People's kids aren't accepted in school. People get kicked out of restaurants. They get refused service. That was what that representative, I can't think of her name right now, the crazy lady, was telling people. You need to push back against them. You know, when you see them at a gas station, you see Trump supporters, you see members of his cabinet, you need to push back against them. Tell them they're not welcome here. As if people are going to take that and be logical about it and not go and just attack these people. So I've heard of, what about when anyone who supports Trump is automatically called a Nazi, a racist, and a fascist? Isn't that defamation? What about all of the poll workers, you know, working for the on the Republican side, who were called fascists and racists? I mean, what the heck? But all of a sudden, these two ladies' feelings got hurt, and they get 148 million, or basically destroying Giuliani's life. He had to give them his Mercedes. And then look at the guy sitting in the Mercedes. And I don't know if these are the people who got the Mercedes, or if that's supposed to be Giuliani in the Mercedes. If that's him, and I can't really tell, he's smiling and waving. But anyway, that's the car that they got as part of the 148 million. He had some prized 1970s sports rings. Yankee World Series rings that were supposed to be a gift for his son. And he had to give those over to these ladies too. Plus his condo. Like, what the hell, man? I mean, is that not political? Is that not politicizing the legal system? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but this just seems so extreme, man. For these ladies just claiming that their homes were surrounded by angry mobs of Trump supporters. I'd love to see the video. I'd love to see the video of that. Please show us the video.